Hello gamers, welcome to Sticks TV. It's Thursday, May 14th, and today we're going to be talking big announcements. Now, originally I was going to make this video because of the monumental announcement from Epic and Sony games, but not to be undone, Nintendo came with their own big declaration this morning and set the internet on fire. Even though coronavirus is affecting the world at every level of stifling everything from concerts to events to elections, one thing that hasn't slowed down is video games. As far as 2020 is concerned, there have probably been more big gaming announcements and releases during the pandemic than there were before it, and most of those releases have released to record sales and high praise from critics. In the past week, The Last of Us 2 got a release date. Xbox Series X showed us what they were going to be launching the next generation with. Now there was some controversy behind whether or not the reveal did a good job of showcasing what Xbox Series X was really capable of, but I think the general consensus was that even though it looked better than what we have today, it wasn't necessarily a huge look into the future, which had some critics skeptical about what the next gen had to offer. In Microsoft's defense, they had been leading the race for the next gen to this point and to some extent left all of their cards on the table, so Sony and their partners had ample time to learn from their mistakes. To this date, Microsoft had revealed full specs, compatibilities for the Series X, as well as the console itself, and previewed games for it, while Sony had only showed us a label, a controller, and detailed a few specs. But that all changed yesterday when Epic Games demoed an unannounced gameplay preview video showcasing some gameplay from an untitled game being built with the Unreal Engine 5, much to the chagrin of Microsoft and the joy of the internet. Gamers were instantly captivated by the video, saying it was unlike anything they'd ever seen. I for one saw the video and almost couldn't believe what I was watching. I almost watched it 6 times trying to figure out if it was a cutscene, in-game footage, or an actual movie. It was incredible. As you can see here, it was a Tomb Raider style game, but true to Epic Games, she had the Fortnite style fly-in. The setting seemed completely immersive, and even watching the video, it had a way of making you feel like you were looking at an actual place, not an in-game world. Unlike the good people at Microsoft, the dev team did a great job of showcasing real-time gameplay and explaining just how this would be different than anything we had ever played before, even stating that Sony's solid-state drive gave them capability of creating experiences more immersive than even the most high-end PCs, giving console gamers like me a lot to be excited about. It is important to note that although the footage was created and streamed on PS5, the Unreal Engine 5 is going to be developed for Xbox Series X. All in all, the presentation was very well done, and it was short, it was sweet, it was to the point, completely unannounced, so it didn't have to live up to any expectations. To me, that stream was a 10 for 10, and I'm legitimately excited about PS5. On the other side of Japan, Nintendo sat in wait, ready to hit the web with yet another bombshell. Now, Nintendo fans like myself included have been pretty bummed lately after Nintendo announced last month that they would be canceling their June Direct due to COVID-19. Many believe that the June Direct would be reserved for a special Mario announcement, which a large part of the community had conceded would be the release of remastered editions of classic Mario games like Super Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, or others to celebrate the franchise turning 35. Fans weren't completely wrong either. They were half right because Nintendo did have some big Mario news today. Despite the June Direct being cancelled, Nintendo shocked fans with a surprise Direct where they released an announcement trailer for Paper Mario and the Origami King, set to release in just 2 months on July 17th. Now this was something completely out of character for Nintendo, as they rarely do surprise first-party releases, but recently there have been a lot of questioning surrounding whether Nintendo would have a big first-party release, as they had nothing scheduled since the release of Animal Crossing in March. Well, those questions were finally answered today, so let's talk about the trailer. It opens up with Paper Mario talking to a weird paper version of Peach that looks like she's folded from origami. She makes a few paper puns, and suddenly we see Paper Mario in a new adventure against this new foe, the Origami King. To me, this game looks beautiful. Sidebar, I am a huge Nintendo fanboy. Despite how ridiculously expensive they are, I have a huge collection of Switch games, some of which I've never played, and a shelf full of amiibos, most of which I've never used. Needless to say, I love the Nintendo aesthetic. I love the bright, fun-looking worlds and happy characters. The music in them is always memorable, and generally, there's always a good vibe when Nintendo is around. And this game is no different. The cell shading looks top-notch, and this game looks like it's going to be a great experience and a perfect addition to the Mario catalog, as well as meat for a hungry base who's in need of a first-party title. That wasn't all Nintendo announced today either. They also put out a trailer for a game called Urban Trials Tricky, which has a tentative release date as of right now. The game looks interesting though, to say the least. It looks like it's some strange combination of Trials Rising and Moving Out, but it looks like it could be fun. I'm not sure if there's a multiplayer option to the game, and the screen didn't really seem to have any room for any, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So what do you think of Nintendo's announcements today? Are you excited to play the new Paper Mario? How do you feel about Sony's presentation? Do you think it's enough to give them the edge in the next generation? Please let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that little bell so you get notifications when we post new content. And remember, if you want to get in the game, get on the sticks.